Good evening to one and all. On behalf of Navrachna School Sama, it is my proud privilege to welcome you to AIM 2020, the first in a series of webinars focusing on the integration of arts in the school curriculum. I'm happy to share here that we received an overwhelming response to this webinar, which underlines the wider appeal of the theme of the webinar and its relevance in the context of today's education. We welcome the over 1,300 participants who registered from India and abroad. I would now like to request our chairperson, Ms. Tejal Amin, chairperson, Navrachna Education Society, to make her opening remarks.
Good evening to all our distinguished speakers and the large number of participants from all over the country and overseas. It is indeed heartening to see such a large group of people, educators, artists, and academicians, and people who are interested in education and art to have joined us today. And I want to say that, we have at Navrachna Education Society, the education philosophy has, for the last 55 years, has given a very prime place to art, both visual as well as performing arts in our education and in developing our curriculum. I'm very happy to see this is also because of the great influence that Shantiniketan had on our founder, Srimati Savitaben Amin. She studied there. And then later on, when the schools were being set up, the influence and the involvement of artists like K.G. Subramaniam, who actually has designed the Navrachna logo, Professor Shankho Chaudhary, and then later on, Bhupen Khakkar, and so many artists and art educators of the Faculty of Fine Arts of the Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda. Baroda School of Art, as we all know, is recognized all over the world, and it is but natural that its influence is felt on all people who are sensitive to art and aesthetics. I'm very happy that CBSE has taken up, the mantle of making education relevant, more meaningful, and accessible to students of different sensibilities. And in this day and age, when we recognize multiple intelligence as being valid, and especially at the school level, integrating art as one of the teaching or education tools for subjects across the spectrum. I'm very happy that NCERT, which has always been progressive, we use NCERT books in our schools and we find them to be very scientifically developed, building on milestone after milestone, year on year. And I'm sure the art integration curriculum that has been developed by NCERT, particularly by Professor Pawan Sudhir, will also, be something that will give access to learning in a meaningful way, in a joyful way, to students who are more visually inclined. I am very grateful to our principal, Suprabha ma'am, and to Dr. Deepak Makul, who is Director of the Visual Arts at Navrachna Sama, for organizing this wonderful webinar, and to all our distinguished speakers for sparing their time and expertise and sharing their expertise with all who are participating today. It will be a great learning, I'm sure. There will be many takeaways and we will all be enriched and more equipped in delivering meaningful education to our students in school. Thank you. Over to you.
Schools that seek to nurture their students to be well-rounded personalities are well aware of the importance of art integration in the school curriculum, adding joy to the life of students, making it easier for them to connect learning to their daily life. Skill development, confidence building. What we achieve through art education and through integration of art with the curriculum is far beyond what we would otherwise go through the textbooks. So in this context, we're very happy that this very topical theme today we have with us four very, very eminent speakers. I would like to briefly introduce them, and then the floor will be open uh, to the speakers. The first speaker I would like to introduce is Dr. Pawan Sudhir, Head, Department of Education in Arts and Aesthetics, NCERT Delhi. Noted author and passionate educator, Pawan ji is an MA in Fine Arts and a PhD in Education. Her area of specialization includes art education and creative and visual thinking, arts education in schools and in teacher education, art practicals and life skills education. She has spearheaded national and state level projects, including art integrated learning program of NCERT at primary level of school education. She is the national consultant for UNICEF in its nationwide research study of adolescents education program, a World Bank and UNICEF project. Among many notable contributions to education, she has participated in the development of the syllabus in art education based on National Curriculum Framework 2005 by NCERT. She has represented India at the second UNESCO World Conference of Art Education in Seoul, South Korea, in May 2010, and at the interministerial meeting on behalf of the Ministry of Human Resource Development to discuss the follow-up activities undertaken after the first World Conference on Arts Education held at Lisbon in March 2006. We welcome you, ma'am. I feel honored to welcome Professor Tarundeep Girdhar, Activity Chairperson, Education, Principal Designer, Graphic Design, and Head, Print Labs at the prestigious National Institute of Design, Ahmedabad. Tarunji is a design educator and graphic designer, currently teaching graphic design at NID, India's premier design institute. He has over 24 years of experience in design education and professional design practice. Though his expertise goes beyond the realms of traditional graphic design, he has a loving bias for print, typography, and publication design. He is the co-founder of at 35 Days of Gurmukhi on Instagram. He has served as a juror in several international and national competitions and for design, including Poster for Tomorrow, Campus Diaries 25, Under 25 Talent Hunt, Typography Day, etc. A warm welcome, sir. I also have the privilege of welcoming Dr. Jairam Podwal, Head, Department of Art History and Aesthetics, Faculty of Fine Arts at the Maharaja Sayaji Rao University of Baroda. He specializes on the subject of Indian architecture and has published many articles on the major Indian sites of Ajanta, Hampi, and Badami. The Encyclopedia of Indian Temple Architecture by American Institute of Indian Studies features chapters on Kerala temple architecture by him. Dr. Jairam is a fellow of the American Institute of Indian Studies and Institute of Advanced Studies in Humanities in the University of Edinburgh. We welcome you, sir. Our fourth speaker today is Dr. Deepak Mahakul, Visual Art Director, Navrashna School, Sama, Vadodara. A passionate visual art teacher, a sculptor of repute, and an artist par excellence. Dr. Deepak Mahakul is the winner of the CBSE National Teachers Award 2018, the NCERT National Award for Innovative Practices and Experiments for Schools 2017-18, and the Lalit Kala Academy Award in Delhi in the year 2000. I welcome all our speakers, and now I request Deepak sir to moderate the session.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, Supra ma'am. Thank you, Tejan ma'am. And it's now our role to drive the schedule, drive the webinar. So I request Dr. Pawan Sudhir, who is an eminent artist, even eminent educationist. So she can take the floor and we can learn something, whatever the difference between the art education and art integration, how it will be helpful. She is the core committee and she has a lot of things done for this art integration method. So over to Dr. Pawan Sudhir.
Thank you, Dr. Deepak. At the outset, I would like to record my thanks to Navrachna team, Madam Chairperson Tejal Ma'am, Tejan Ramin, Ms. Menon, and Deepak, you. I'm really thankful to the whole team for giving me the honor to be on this prestigious panel. And this particular institution where such renowned artists and art educationists have been, and they have helped this school to grow, to develop. So without wasting much time, I'll just start on the topic because time is too less, and you have such a heterogeneous group of some 1200 odd participants, which is a huge number. We were not expecting such a big turnout, but it shows that the world is ready, is waiting for art integrated learning or education in arts. So this is a very good sign for all of us, for NCERT and for CBSE and for all stakeholders of education. So talking of art integrated learning, it's better that first I clarify what is the difference between art education and art integrated learning, because most of the times our teachers and parents, they mix up these two things, because even after the NCERT and the NCERT guidelines are out, and CBSE has also passed two circulars. The recent circular was uploaded in the month of May, but still many of the schools and teachers are calling us and they want to know what is this art integrated learning and how it is different from art education. So I'll just take half a minute to explain the difference, because that would be maybe advisable to do before I start with the elaboration on art integrated learning. When we talk of art education, it is a curricular area. It's like any other subject from class 1 to 10. If you look at NCF 2005 and even at CBSE syllabi, they very clearly mentioned that art education as a subject from class 1 to 10 is a mandatory subject like any other curricular area. It's no more co-curricular, it's no more co-scholastic, it's no more extracurricular. It's a curricular area where examination and the similar kind of weightage will be given to this subject. So this is class 1 to 10. When it comes to 11 and 12th, of course, we know that those children who opt for art education, fine arts, in fine arts, they want to take visual arts or they want to take performing arts. So they will be taking that as elective under the particular stream. Now, when we talk of art integrated learning, this is a pedagogy. This is a process to make learning joyful and experiential. So, when we talk of art integrated learning, there the process of learning is more important than the product. We will not look for what our teacher knows on the name of music, dance, theater, or visual arts. Maybe somebody is not as good as Deepak himself is, because he is especially trained in the field of visual arts. So when he will draw a line, it will have a different kind of beauty in it. But suppose a science teacher or a social science teacher is using visual art to make her or his topic or particular content interesting, and to make this learning in particular subject sustainable, we will not bother, or we will not be asking for the skill part of art in her exploration or the kind of exploration our children are doing in art integrated learning. So from the beginning itself, we are looking at these two things: art education, where skills and the product will be evaluated; art integrated learning, where the process would be more important. What the product comes out is not that important, and the whole process is to facilitate learning in a joyful and experiential manner. So I'm sure that this particular clarification or elaboration on these two things will help our teachers understand why we are calling art integrated learning a mission for quality education. So again, thanks to Navrachana to have this kind of rachana ये आपकी रचना है कि आपने इसको एम बना दिया और इसको एक मिशन बना दिया. So now I would like to move to the PowerPoint presentation, which I will take you through hurriedly with the request to the participants. You don't need to note down anything. Don't waste your time in writing anything, because I'll be getting only 15 or 17 minutes. And in that, I want to talk as much as possible. So you just listen. So I have made up this PPT so that you just glance through what exactly is here, and it will be available for you with Deepak ji. Yeah. So with this slide, you will see introduction of art integrated learning. So when we talk of art integrated learning, it's a pedagogy of joyful and experiential learning, where art is the medium and we learn through the arts. We are not learning arts. That happens automatically, but we are learning through the arts. And through this, we are aiming at socio-emotional development of the child. When we talk socio-emotional, I'm particularly writing socio-emotional in the beginning, because otherwise we say that our focus in art integrated learning is on three things: development of cognitive domain, psychomotor domain, and affective domain. But many a times our teachers, they do not understand what do we mean by affective domain. So this is particular area which has become nowadays very important. हम तो ये कह रहे हैं कि पेंडेमिक सिचुएशन के कारण से हमारे बच्चों का जो इमोशनल इम्बैलेंस हो रहा है, उसको किस तरह से हम बैलेंस करें, उसमें क्या ऐसा करें अपने ऑनलाइन एजुकेशन में या उनके साथ जोड़ने में हमारे टीचर्स और पेरेंट्स क्या करें, जिससे बच्चों का इमोशनल बैलेंस जो है वो लाइन पे आए. तो हम जो है सोशियो इमोशनल को स्पेशली हाईलाइट कर रहे हैं व्हेन इट कम्स टू affective domain. Of course, there is so much that comes under affective domain, which we will continue and keep on explaining that. This particular pedagogy helps interdisciplinary approach, which we are very much bothered, not at elementary level itself, but up to higher education, because knowledge cannot be divided into compartments. We all know that you take any subject, it connects to all other subjects and to all experiences of our life. So art integrated learning helps us for the seamless mixing of all the subjects. Of course, I don't need to focus on this, because we all know that there are thousands of researches, of course less in India, more abroad, where from pre-primary to higher education, there are such wonderful findings that through arts, they could help children grow and develop cognitively. Psychomotor, of course, it helps a lot. In affective domain also, there is so much that art integrated learning is in India is picking up now at government level. Of course, some NGOs and some good schools like Navrachna, there was already like so much going on. But in other countries, we see that in certain areas, they have put arts in across the curriculum in such a way that at pre-primary and primary level, it looks as if all education is being imparted through arts. So I will not go into the researches that much. And moreover, all kind of researches are documented in NCERT's guideline. We have dedicated lots of space to that. So if you want details of any of such researches, you can just download the PDF from NCERT's website. Another area that I would like to highlight, which is a focus and which is a worry also for all of us, is the inclusive education. Because most of our educators and facilitators find it very difficult कि जो बच्चा हमारा एक ऐसे वर्ग से आता है या किसी ना किसी कारण से, किसी चैलेंज से या डिसएडवांटेज से ग्रसित है, how do we cater to them? We found that art integrated learning, because arts naturally are for everyone, and we have seen that sometimes those children who are not given privilege or who are not given the kind of space they require in the school or at home, they are very good with the arts and they try to express through their arts. So when we do art integrated learning in our classrooms, we have seen that those children who are not getting their voices heard, they are also shifting from the back benches to front benches when AIL is being practiced in the classroom. Another, which is not for the private sector, because in your schools you have even departments for art education. But when I talk, because being in NCRT, we are more bothered about the government school sector, and we see that in our schools, there are some of the schools, rather major number of primary schools is such that we have only 2 teachers and 5 classes sitting in front of them. So we have seen that in those schools where neither they have resources nor they have enough educators or facilitators in the school, multi-grade teaching is being facilitated through art integrated learning. Because when they do art integrated learning, and suppose you are conducting an activity on water, then a child of class second or 2 and a child of class 5th will definitely get the idea as per his or her pace. They will see art in a very different manner. Those 2 children of different grades will not look at water experience through theater or through dance or through music in the similar way as the age specific, like second class का जो बच्चे होंगे सब वो एक तरह से सोचते हुए कभी कभी नजर आएंगे. हालांकि उसमें भी रिसर्चेस ये कहती हैं और हम सब जानते हैं कि इवन इफ सेम क्लास इज सिटिंग इन फ्रंट ऑफ अस एंड इफ दे आर 40 in number, there are 40 different kind of individual and 40 different kind of brain. So art caters to this individuality of our children, so it helps in multigrade also. Yeah, now I just take you around on the objectives. So when we talk of objective, I'll just pick up one thing: holistic advancement of learner wherein they can enjoy the learning process. So whatever we spoke, it talks of holistic approach in AIL. Then cognitive, psychomotor and affective domains we have already spoken of, and it will keep on reflecting from one or the other corner. Interdisciplinary, of course it is. Since it is cognitive, then critical thinking and reflective thinking, everything will come under that. It creates conducive atmosphere of experiential learning in the classroom. Socio-cultural diversity, which we cannot otherwise focus on. This is something which has really become live in our classroom after art integrated learning. Because if I give you an example of Madhya Pradesh or Maharashtra, I was there for half a day and I learned so much about the socio-cultural background of those children, because they were given freedom to practice art integrated learning from their regional art background. So whatever they saw in their house, whatever they experienced during their festivals, they were bringing that to the classroom, and teacher was sensitive enough to respect and value that cultural diversity in the classroom. these are all hidden curriculum actually, जो हम दूसरे सब्जेक्ट्स में करते हैं तो हमारे पास इतना वक्त नहीं होता कि इसके ऊपर फोकस करें। और जितनी वैल्यूज़ की हम बात करते हैं और जो आज हम कॉम्पिटेंसी बेस्ड लर्निंग की बात कर रहे हैं, you will see that all that gets scattered once you respect the cultural diversity of our children in the classroom. I have already spoken of inclusiveness, and then social skills by giving students experiences working as a team. हम आर्ट इंटीग्रेटेड लर्निंग में ये प्रयास करते हैं कि no child is asked to do a project or activity alone. Though in pandemic situation, in my live session, we are trying our best to cater to every child who is sitting at home alone or with parents and without any sibling. But if you look at the materials, given a choice, we have everywhere focused on this, that children should be given teamwork, because nowadays, even in family, they do not have siblings to share their thoughts, to brainstorm, to discuss, because doing that, there are so many aspects in their personality which gets developed. There are some glimpses. This is from Kashmir. One of our AIL teacher, she was working with Tiny Tots, and she has shared this. So you can see how our children who do not have much of resources, even on the wall or on the used notebook, how they are busy doing their art experience. Again, from different part, one picture is from Kerala. We don't have to tell them that you smile. We don't have to tell them कि छोटे बच्चों का ध्यान रखना है. When they are together, you see them living like family and respecting each other. This is of a classroom where a teacher is facilitator on one side, maybe taking photograph, but children are he has given this activity as reinforcement of the storytelling, the story session which he did, and the children are practicing and they are expressing themselves through this. Now, talking of benefits, whatever the objectives or other glimpses I shared with you is basically that. So I will not waste much time on this. I'll just take the last point where I write last, but the umbrella term, which is being discussed and highlighted nowadays everywhere. Even our draft NPE 2019 में ये लिखा है कि we should focus on developing 21st century skills. And when we talk of 21st century skills, you will see that not even a single life skill, including the ICT skill, is there which cannot be catered with the help of art integrated learning. Again, some examples from the field. Now, for our teachers, though this is just a suggestive format, I'm not saying that we need to follow it. This is more than this is given in our guidelines. You can refer to that. But if you look at the minimum things, what a subject teacher, suppose you are a science teacher or an EVS teacher, what you should be doing when you are planning an activity. So you can just focus on these particular points. Yeah. Now, these subjects, when in the classroom, one of our AIL teacher did one activity in Haryana where the child is sitting in Mewat area where there is a just dry, geographically very dry area, and a child is doing architectural planning. He is trying to conceive and express his imagination of a particular kind of town where he is planning the roads, flyovers, bridges, and he has tried to give some greenery. It was so good that I wanted to share it with you. Another is of a classroom. Then you will see a few glimpses. These are the possible areas where art integrated learning time because many a times our teachers and schools feel that if we do art activities, from where the time will come. So we have utilized the time dedicated to morning assembly, which is there in every school, then zero period, bal sabhas, community involvement, which is compulsory nowadays, रिसोर्स जनरेशन के लिए भी हमने वो चीज़ें ली हैं, देन फील्ड ट्रिप को हमने यूटिलाइज किया, कॉमन सेलिब्रेशंस लाइक यू सेलिब्रेट मेनी फेस्टिवल्स and melas and everything, how do we link that with learning? Then of course the last is classroom process. So it's not only the classroom where art integrated learning happens, but the whole learning environment in the school is created with AIL. This is two different place. One is from Bihar, where the गांधी जी का चश्मा 2 अक्टूबर वाला जो सप्ताह होता है उसमें बच्चों को असेंबली, दिस इज ए 2 टीचर स्कूल जहाँ मल्टी ग्रेड टीचिंग होती है, एंड दे हैव गिवन अपॉर्चुनिटी टू चिल्ड्रन टू एक्सपीरियंस बापू जी का चश्मा, और दे क्रिएटेड वन फॉर्मेशन, and for 15 days they were talking about Bapu through this chashma. So all children were given opportunity to talk about Bapu, and teacher was giving opportunity to children, talking to them, discussing with them, giving them opportunity to talk to parents, community, and then come and share in the assembly time. So this is assembly there. And another is from Delhi, where they do not have a adequate ground for children to stand together. So they were conducting 2 different assembly, one for 1 to 3 and then 4th and 5th. After art integrated learning, they started doing this assembly together, and the kind of formations they were doing, I really learned a lot from them. This is from Gujarat, I think, and this is from Kerala. These children exploring with the coconut leaves and then seeds of particular plant, which they anyway have plenty there, and they play with that. So they were doing composition with these beads, and the way you see these young kids are enjoying. Yeah, where they do not have papers, they can even use, these are all from interior areas of our different states. And see the concept, sukha kachra, gila kachra, and they are doing it on the, where they have assembly, they have this ground, in that ground, children were given opportunity to do this. Yeah, children were taken for a म्यूजियम विजिट, वेयर दिस इज ऑफ दिल्ली, क्राफ्ट म्यूजियम में वहाँ पे उन लोग वो लगाते हैं मेला, तो उस मेले में बच्चों को लेके गए, तो पर्टिकुलर स्टेट का जो क्राफ्ट है उसको बच्चे बिहार के क्राफ्ट को एक्सप्लोर कर रहे हैं. सो आर्ट एक्सपीरियंस कैन रियली डू वंडर्स, एंड द मोमेंट यू स्टार्ट experiencing it, when you start exploring it on your own, you will find that there is no limit. What we are doing here is just because I am a teacher educator basically, and what I have shared with you is just glimpses. But when you start exploring it as teacher or as a school, you will see that there is no limit. We in NCERT learn a lot from our teachers who are really practicing or trying out different art activities under art integrated learning. So this was the glimpses from the field, and if I still have some time, then I would like to give 1 or 2 examples, but suppose I have already crossed 15 minutes, so Deepak, you can stop me. Do I have some time?
Yes, 1 minute.
Okay, 1 minute. I'll just give one example. ये मैं अपने टीचर्स के लिए कर रही हूँ ताकि उनको हो सकता है जितनी बातें करी उससे ज़्यादा इस उदाहरण से समझ आए. इन क्लास 2 and 3 EVS में हमारे करिकुलम में बच्चों को दांतों के ऊपर, टीथ के ऊपर जो है और डेंचर के ऊपर एक लेसन है, और दांत हमारे क्लास 1 से शुरू होते हैं पर्सनल हाइजीन में। तो टीचर ने सोचा कि हम बच्चों को आर्ट इंटीग्रेटेड लर्निंग से इसे कैसे कराएं। दिस वाज हर क्रिएशन। उसने देखा कि उसके पास कुछ नहीं है और बच्चों को बोला कि चलो आज हम डेंचर बनाते हैं। और बच्चों ने क्यारी से, ये दिल्ली का एक स्कूल है हमारा, उसमें टीचर ने ये एक्टिविटी करी। उसने बच्चों को मिट्टी लाने को कहा। बच्चों ने कच्ची मिट्टी, गीली मिट्टी, उससे डेंचर बनाना शुरू किया। स्कूल में कंस्ट्रक्शन चल रही थी तो उन्होंने एक्सप्लोर किया कि हम दांत जैसा दिखता है ये ग्रेवल का जो टुकड़ा होता है, तो क्यों ना इससे दांत बनाए। तो सबने ग्रेवल चुन लिया और अपनी टेबल पे लाके रख लिया। आई वॉज देयर टू ऑब्जर्व दिस एक्टिविटी एंड आई वॉज थॉरोली इंजॉइंग के कैसे कर रहा है ये टीचर। उसके बाद उसने कहा कि आप जो है 2-2 जन मिल करके अपना अपना साथी का दांत बनाएंगे, क्योंकि अपना तो हमें दिखता नहीं है, तो अपने साथी के मुंह में झांकेंगे और फिर उसको जो है उसका जबड़ा तैयार करेंगे। तो हमने देखा कि बच्चे खूब इंजॉय कर रहे हैं, मुंह खोल रहे हैं एक दूसरे का और फिर उसको देख रहे हैं। एंड देन टू कट इट शॉर्ट, टाइम कम्स व्हेन दे आर रेडी विद देयर डेंचर्स। तो अब टीचर ने सोचा कि हम इसको इवेल्युएट करें, तो ये तो कह नहीं सकते कि इसका अच्छा बना है उसका नहीं, क्योंकि हमने तो प्रोसेस एंजॉय किया। सो वी वांटेड टू यूज पपेट। सो शी हैड पपेट इन हर हैंड, ग्लोव पपेट था, उसका नाम सोनू था। एंड शी वाज यूज्ड टू यूज सोनू in the classroom just to intervene in certain art experiences. So she said कि सोनू अब सबके पास जाएगा और उनसे क्वेश्चन पूछेगा। उसने सोनू को कुछ बच्चों के पास जैसे गए, जिनका मैं आपको शेयर कर रही हूँ। एक बच्चे ने बनाया था कि कहीं पे कोई काला ग्रेवल लगाया था, कहीं सफ़ेद लगाया था और कहीं नहीं लगाया था। तो सोनू कहता है, अरे छी छी छी, आपने तो कैसा दांत बनाया, इसमें तो एक दांत तो काला है, क्यों? तो फिर उसके बाद बच्चा बोलता है, क्योंकि टीचर नहीं पूछ रही, सोनू पूछ रहा है। तो चाइल्ड गेट्स मोटिवेटेड। ही सेड, आप देखो ना सोनू, मेरे दोस्त का जो मुंह है उसमें एक दांत काला है, उसको कीड़ा लगा है उसको, और एक दांत नहीं है। तो वो कहता अच्छा। फिर उसने उसका मुंह खुलवा, अरे अरे अरे, आपके मुंह में तो सच में एक दांत नहीं है और एक दांत काला है, तो इसका दांत काला क्यों हुआ? टीचर ने सोनू के माध्यम से कहा। अब बच्चे सारे उसका जवाब देने लगे। नॉट ओनली दिस पर्सन बट एवरीबॉडी इज सेइंग ये चॉकलेट खाता होगा, ये ब्रश नहीं करता होगा, एंड सो मच वाज डन। बट after doing that exercise, which I thoroughly enjoyed, and I don't have much time to share everything with you, but at the end she said कि अच्छा चलो देखते हैं अब हमारी किताब में क्या लिखा है कि हमारे कितने दांत होते हैं। तो जब वो उसे पढ़ाना शुरू करती है और उसमें लिखा था कि हमारे दांत जो है वो 32 होते हैं, तो चिल्ड्रन इमीडिएटली सेड, पर मैम हमारे किसी के तो 32 दांत नहीं होते हैं, हमारे तो थोड़े दांत होते हैं। तो देन टीचर हैड टाइम टू एक्सप्लेन कि हमारे 32 कब होते हैं या होते भी हैं कि नहीं होते हैं। सो फ्रेंड्स, आई वाज ट्राइंग टू give this share this particular experience with you, just to share that sometimes our textbooks are not adequate, are not enough, but when you use arts wisely for exploring the curriculum and making children learn new content or develop their competencies, then arts are the best. और जो बच्चे उस आर्ट के एक्सपीरियंस से चले जाएंगे तो वो पूरे लाइफ अपने डेंचर को जो उन्होंने बचपन में बनाया था उसको भूलेंगे नहीं। सो अबाउट द डेंटल हाइजीन, they don't need to learn from books much. They have explored it such that it's just the conclusion that teacher brings in from the textbooks. So I hope with this example and whatever little I could explain in my time, I'm able to make some sense to my teachers, vice principals and principals. Thank you very much for giving me time.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your thought-provoking messages and the difference. We learn about the difference between art education and how it is helpful to integrate with other subjects and how it will be a best learning process in our today's scenario. So friends, now I invite Professor Tarun Dipketa, who is a professor in NID, and he is working for so many years in the process of design. So I hope Tarun will give some guidance, and Tarun will describe some kind of process that will the teachers will get inspired and helpful. So now the floor is yours, Tarun. Tarun, just unmute yourself. Mute. Dinesh sir, can you have? Yeah, ready.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much. First of all, a very warm welcome to all the participants. They've taken time out of their busy schedules. In the current situation, we all of us are trying to juggle between our passion, our professions, and also our domestic responsibilities. But a big shout out and thank you to Navratna and the entire team, Tejal ji, Suprabha ma'am. I'm really honored to be in such august company of Pawan ji and Jairam ji. I have great respect for teachers of any kind, because this is one profession which contributes to the making of all other professionals. Right? These are not my original words. You may have heard it elsewhere also. But I would like to start with a big sense of gratitude to all teachers. I'm also recalling my own teachers who sometimes scolded us, who sometimes pushed us a little further to achieve, a lot of things. I would really like to, congratulate Pawanji and all her colleagues who had the wisdom at NCERT to look at an integrated pedagogical model. I come from a very different background where I deal with much senior students, adults. They're all 18, 19 above, and when we deal with postgraduate students, a lot of them come with some number of years of experience in the industry, and at that point of time they realize that they need to get into the creative fields or they need to study further. So we have a whole spectrum of students at NID, ranging from a fresher after class 12, 17, 18 years old, to about 30, 33 years old. And design, as we all understood, or some of us must be aware, that it is a creative process. I would like to start with sharing some of my own personal experiences of the last couple of decades. The difference between K-12 education in India and how we look at it in terms of our expectations in design education. If I could just give you an example, कि हमारे डिजाइन में क्या होता है कि we always seek alternatives, right? Because there is always a situation in our life where we are faced with many choices, right? इस चीज को हम ऐसे भी कर सकते हैं, उसको वैसे भी कर सकते हैं. And then how do we go about taking those decisions? We look at the kind of factors which influence those decisions. It could be a simple decision like buying a certain product, right? मान लीजिए मुझे शर्ट खरीदनी है. So when I walk into the shop, subconsciously a lot of questions keep popping in my mind, right? कि मेरे को फुल शर्ट खरीदनी है, ब्लू कलर की शर्ट खरीदनी है. I already have a blue shirt, so I'm looking for a white shirt. Oh, I want a half shirt. Then the context starts coming in. कि किस पर्पस के लिए खरीदनी है? Is it for a job interview? Is it for a wedding? So what I'm trying to say is that we often start filtering these parameters as a part of our thinking process whenever we take a decision. So any question has so many possibilities of alternatives. So coming back to the shirt, often what happens is कि जो पसंद आई वो अपने पॉकेट के रेंज से बाहर है ना? So the economics start influencing the decision. या जो पसंद आई वो साइज उस शॉपकीपर के पास नहीं है. So there are influencing factors which influence our decisions, and there are also factors which get impacted. So sometimes we also move out of that shop. Now the difference, what we have observed at NID is that this whole thought process of being open to alternatives is very different from what has been happening in our education system K-12 for many, many years, at least till 2005, when the new NCF was introduced. उसके पहले की ये कहानी थी कि एक धारणा थी, and I am also a product of that education system when we were younger. Every question has only one answer, and that answer is the one which is dictated by the teacher, or that answer is the one answer which is printed in the textbook. But I am so happy that in the last 10 years, things have changed for the good, and all credit goes to, ma'am, you and your team, which has put together this wonderful pedagogic system of art integrated learning. The second thought which is coming to my mind is, say, when we look at the framework in which information is given in the school, जो हम पढ़ाते हैं, नॉलेज तो वो बाद में बनती है जब स्टूडेंट्स उसको अप्लाई करने लगते हैं अपने घर में या अपनी रोजमर्रा की जिंदगी में. So those informations are often provided according to the period. मंडे को फर्स्ट पीरियड ये होगा, सेकंड पीरियड दूसरा सब्जेक्ट होगा, थर्ड पीरियड दूसरा सब्जेक्ट होगा. It is common knowledge that there is a certain logistics reason behind that, right? And also कि एक बच्चे की क्या क्षमता है. Please pardon me, I am breaking into Hindi and English in between. I sometimes become very conscious about the fact that English is not my mother tongue, and it is something which I learned with a lot of struggle. So बीच में I will break into Hindi as my thoughts flow. But I am sure, we have participants from all over the country, so I'll keep on switching between English and Hindi. So coming back to the logistics framework of how our classes or the inputs which are given to our students are clustered according to periods, and fair enough also, क्योंकि एक बच्चे की जो क्षमता है किसी सब्जेक्ट को कॉम्प्रीहेंड करने की, उनके जो अटेंशन स्पैन है आधा घंटा 40 मिनट, वो वाली बात. एंड द टीचर ऑल्सो वुड गेट टायर्ड इफ दे हैव अ लॉन्गर पीरियड ऑफ 2 hours or 3 hours. So that is one reality. What is the other reality is that when a child goes back home, or when they grow up and when they start taking up a job and working elsewhere, life does not come across to them divided into subjects. Life requires a very, very integrated application of whatever they have learned, right? So I am very, very happy that now, even in India, we are looking at a approach of learning which is very, very integrated, which is allowing the students to start making their connections. One thought I would, like to share is that there is a very simple question. When do facts become information? When does information become knowledge? ना, अब अगर हम classic subjects देखते हैं, science, there are formulas, there are theorems, those are facts. Those are not going to change perhaps in the next near future, till the time there are new innovations and newer understandings on those subjects. So say for example, x square plus y square is equal to, x plus y whole square is equal to x square plus y square plus 2xy, or whatever that formula is, I don't remember now. That fact is not going to change. Now let us look at what is the information the subject allows us to give in the school. Is that के उस formula को हमें use कहाँ करना है ना? So often there are assignments and there are chapters which look at those kind of things. We can pick up any of these classic subjects, whether it is pure sciences, physics, chemistry, bio, and things like that. So the magic starts happening when the child is able to relate to these conceptual information and understanding in real time. And that is the most amazing thing about this art integrated learning systems. However, it may not be as easy as it sounds, because as Pawanji also explained that, and it is a part of our everyday challenge, how do we take out the time from our already jam-packed timetable? How do we look at upskilling the teachers? should the science and environment science teachers also use art as a tool to deliver their chapter or subject knowledge while they are, teaching in the class? Of course, nowadays there are a lot of schools which have the resources. They have moved on to internet enabled lessons. There are videos which are available, but nobody can take away the whole advantage of learning from anywhere and learning from anyone. So what this art integrated learning, and ma'am was giving some really wonderful examples. In the classroom, even the arrangement, the way the students sit is very much like an Excel sheet, no rows and columns. Or wo jayez bhi hai because there is some discipline. Now, what that happens, how does that influence the child's own sense of worthiness? Because when they're all wearing the same uniform, when they're all sitting on the same table and desk, similar, right? So, जाने अनजाने में there is a certain sense of comparison which starts coming in, right? अरे वो तो मैथ्स में अच्छा है, वो तो इंग्लिश में अच्छा है. But the moment this kind of an integrated learning takes those children from the classroom and out into the open, whether it is a field work, and most importantly, that no child is doing alone. No? वो अपना ऐसे छुपा करके अपने नोट्स नहीं लिख रहा है, वो एक दूसरे के साथ शेयर कर रहे हैं. Now, the moment that situation happens, a very beautiful thing happens. A lot of children, they shed away their inhibitions, and then everybody becomes a learner, everybody becomes a teacher. And then it takes me to a new understanding. So, फिर teacher का role क्या हो जाता है? Then the teacher is not limited to being just a vehicle to pass on the information, but from an instructor, the teacher becomes a facilitator. Right? And it has many more merits. We were also having a discussion that, how can these art integrated projects help in making cross connections between the different subjects which the child is learning. Actually में क्या होता है स्कूल में 30, 35, 40 मिनट बाद इंग्लिश का पीरियड खत्म हो गया, इंग्लिश की किताब बंद, चैनल चेंज दिमाग में और मैथ्स की किताब खुल जाती है. But it is such a wonderful situation, and I'm very, very excited about it. There are some children who are not so forthcoming, introvert होंगे या जिस भी तरीके के होंगे, पर वो लिखते बहुत अच्छा है या कोई गाना बहुत अच्छा गाता है, या some people are born actors, right? और ये मेरी original words नहीं है. There is a lot of research which has happened on it. Dr. Howard Gardner has a lot of theories, or even when we evoke Dr. De Bono's work on how do children think, right? They think at various levels. Now this gives them an opportunity. जैसे मैम ने वो जो दांतों का और डेंचर वाला जो एग्जांपल दिया था, मैम बहुत ही खूबसूरत एग्जांपल है. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर शेयरिंग दैट. द चाइल्ड actually starts questioning what he or she is observing around, right? And they start making those connections, and that is where the seeds of reflective as well as analytical thinking are sown, which often doesn't happen in a structured classroom, because classroom mein, this is my personal opinion, that often the interaction is like a monologue. Teacher has come, she's done a wonderful job of sharing the information, but how do we get feedback ke bachcha actually mein learn kar raha hai ki nahi, usko actually mein samajh aaya hai ki nahi? And then we have the entire evaluation system and marks and grades and all those kind of things. But in this kind of open thing, it is a big equalizer. It equalizes everybody. And I'm sure those of our participants who have started using it, and they would also have experienced that suddenly the enthusiasm of a child to participate in that discussion, in that conversation, increases manyfold. At the moment, I have these few things to share, but we will move on as we get more questions and queries. I would love to have this interaction as a conversation. So I'll take a pause now. Yeah, Deepak.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Tarun, for wonderful thoughts. And the daily life experience, I could say rather better, how it is useful in our teaching learning process. So thank you so much. Now I just invite Dr. Jairam Kodwar, who is again a professor in history, art history and aesthetic, and he can share his thought process among us. Dr. Jairam, please unmute. Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully you can hear me. Okay. First of all, thanks Navrachana and Deepak in particular for inviting me into this. My area is art history, so I was kind of looking at the art integration in that context. And right in the beginning, I would say that when you say art integrated learning, I think this integration word has to be underlined and in big bold, because what happens in many schools, as Tarun rightly said, that it is art, art hour or art period is different, and then the art teachers are asked to do things which are not exactly related to other subjects. So I think it's a high time that the art teachers can, get involved, or in the sense they should be involved into the learning. I mean, because I think there are a lot of possibilities. Now the thing is that when you're talking about the visual sense, art integration, so the visual sensibility is the key. When you are talking about the visual sensibility, I am actually looking at this school learning basically as a kind of creation of the visual sensibility of the society. Because, where the school children, they are the people who are becoming, citizens later, and their visual sensibility will be key for, even the development of art. And especially in India's context, I would say that the art sensibility is slightly in a lower mode. That is, I think the art integrated learning is not exactly happening. And as Pawan said, that CBS is looking into it, it's a very good idea. Now, the sensibility which is actually, inculcated in the children, that actually continues. For example, the visual language is something that we learn before the language. I know it is an apple before I know it is an apple. In the sense, I know the fruit, I know the taste of it. I may not be knowing it as apple, or in the sense in some language, something else. So the visual sensibility is something which is actually developing right in the childhood. And when you are talking about the conditioning, I would bring in one example. If somebody asked me, yesterday night, Krishna, the Lord Krishna, Bhagavan Krishna came into my dreams. My next question is that, was the Bhagavan Krishna like Ravi Verma painting? Of course, it will be like a Ravi Verma painting. So it is all conditioned, basically the society is conditioned by this representations. And now the thing is that in the school textbooks now, when Deepak asked me to kind of participate in this, I was looking at the various textbooks of state boards, some state boards. I don't want to say which state board, but some state boards and NCERT books. And I have to congratulate NCERT because their books are much more better visual content, better in the sense, even the quality of the picture is better, and the information is given along with this much better. Like, for example, I was quite surprised to see a lot of, of course, there are some mistakes and all those things, but still, there are a lot of books which is, giving right information and the correct information. Now, so when we are focusing on this, art integrated learning, another thing which I feel that which is very crucial in this case is innovation. because we are talking about now the innovation is the part of the Atmanirbhar Bharat and all those things. So innovation is something which is crucial, and that can be created, inculcated with art and the creativity. I'll give you an example. Once long back, I think 10-15 years back, I went to Deepak in Navratna school in Sama in Baroda, and I wanted to meet Deepak for some work. So we were sitting in the studio, and the students were painting some landscape. And one of the child, she may be in third standard or something like that, she came and asked me very respectfully that, can I do the sky with red color? Simple question, red color. And the thing is that we condition the student that if you are painting the sky red, it is the wrong picture. You lose the marks. You are supposed to, paint the sky in blue. And the student came and, asked me, because she thought that, okay, ये sir का Deepak sir से कुछ अच्छा contact है इसलिए, okay. So I said, yeah, go ahead. Why don't you do that? So she was very, very happy. And see, this is what students, the children come without inhibitions. And I'm sorry to say, we inculcate those inhibitions. They come without any archetypes, but we put them into certain archetypes and certain biases, which is inculcated into them by us, the educators. Now the thing is that, this biases, like for example, the gender biases, there are role models, like, the mother will cook and the father will work, and, if anything which is so-called manly work won't be done by the mother, the father. Now the thing is that school syllabuses, the sense school illustration shows that. What is an ideal family? Then there will be illustrations showing mother wo chakki pis rahi hai, so if the father is chakki pis raha hai, he is in the jail. But if the mother is doing the chakki, she is doing a job which is, prescribed by the society, So this is the problem. So of course, I am a historian, an art historian. So I was kind of peeping into the history books and the representations. So I know we are running out of time, so I'll just do the PowerPoint. Deepak, can I do the screen sharing? Deepak, can you?
Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. So this is the kind of what I have collected some images. Okay, so I called it as conditioning the cognition, but anyway, it doesn't matter. And images and misinterpretations. Now, I was looking at the portraits of, some personalities. So this is the portrait of Ashoka. Of course, we don't have an official portrait of Ashoka. So this is the images of Ashoka which comes, periodically, let's say. So the first one over here on the right screen is the textbook illustration of Ashoka. Ashoka, we don't know, he was supposed to be slightly on the Savle rank, but as he is the hero, the darkness is not exactly accepted there. Now, through these things, we kind of inculcate kind of a racial kind of thing. And of course, when Shah Rukh Khan was Ashoka, so everybody thought Ashoka is Shah Rukh Khan, and then there is another Ashoka over there, which is colors Ashoka. Anyway, so I'll give the next example. Next example is Rajaraja Chola, 1000 BC, and on your right side you have a contemporary portrait of Rajaraja Chola, but the Tamil nationalism did not want to show him without any mustache and all those things. So you have a completely different representation of Rajaraja. Okay, go to the next example. Now this is Vasco da Gama. This is from a textbook, from a state board textbook. not NCRT Pawan. Okay, so it's a state board. I am not saying which state board it is, but I found it very interesting for the reason that I am from Kerala, and when I am from the Samudri area, and I realized that Samudri is almost like a Mughal, Maharaja is shown over there. So I am showing you what originally Samudri would have looked like, which is just a mundu and all those things, and then you have Vasco da Gama, and the Vasco da Gama looks more like Shakespeare in this particular illustration. So this is the contortion of what we can say truth, and not based on any references. And interestingly, of course, now the references are more because of the internet and all those things. So this is very interesting. I thought it was very interesting. Now let us look at some other heroes and the martyrs of the independent movement. That is Rani Lakshmibai. That is the representation in one of the textbooks. And in the middle you have Rani Lakshmibai, which is actually a portrait done after her death. And the last one is a portrait of Jhansi Rani in it's the original photograph. None of the textbooks actually shows the original photograph because her image is different. I mean, in the sense she has to be shown as a kind of a great hero or heroine rather. The thing is that we kind of propose a certain ideologies over this thing without knowing it. Of course, I'm not blaming the teachers. I'm not blaming, the ideologies are sometimes kind of, put onto this particular images. Now, another image is, the famous Chandrasekhar Azad. Now, the black and white photograph is original Chandrasekhar Azad, but this is the representation we get, that Moonchwala, Moonch aisa tante hue. Poor Azad must have done it once in his life. And again, you can see that the difference, that the Azad becomes much more Gora and much more, kya bolte hai, thoda khate pite ghar ka, that kind of things. So all these things are added on. Like, for example, this Mangal Pandey. Mangal Pandey, again, we don't have any official portrait of Mangal Pandey. Now, this is also used in the postage of Mangal Pandey, which is issued by the government. Now, this portraiture is completely, wrong portraiture. Again, coming back to what I said earlier, if I dream about Mangal Pandey, I will dream him in this particular thing, because this is the image which we are inculcating into the in the children. Now, this is the famous representation of Bhagat Singh. Interestingly, this particular Topiwala Bhagat Singh, that is the portrait poor Bhagat Singh, or in the sense the photograph Bhagat Singh took just to prove to the British that he is not Bhagat Singh. Okay, so this is what in the in the Indian postage also we use it, and in all the movies and everything we have Bhagat Singh represented in this manner. But I was very happy in one of the state boards and in NCRT you have the Bhagat Singh, the Sardar Bhagat Singh, the real photograph is used. But in my childhood I got Bhagat Singh, the earlier Bhagat Singh, the Topiwala Bhagat Singh. Now this is the representation I'm talking about. Now last, I'm finishing it here. This is from again a state board. Parliament function as stated below. Now you have the right side, you have a picture of all the members are creating a ruckus in the bay of the parliament. This is not they are supposed to do, but the children will understand, acha humko ye karna hai, because it is written in this textbook saying that parliament functions as stated below. Okay, so this is the misrepresentation I'm saying. That's it. Thank you very much. Over to you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for giving, explaining about the illustration, how it is changing from time to time. And I think that idea will lead me in my presentation and my thought process. So my presentation is, as I'm an art teacher and I'm working so many years, I had experienced so many times with the lesson planning. So as we teacher, we have to take the initiative. We as a art educator, we have to drive the car. We have to take the initiative. So I just share my presentation and quickly. My concept is about design to redesign. So that is the process, how it will help our curriculum, our planning. So how we plan our structure, the design structure to redesign itself. Art. So we have started this art process, art education, and art methodology. So the art process is started with the vision, thinking, and expression. So that is the like traditional process. Now, what is the integration? How it will inculcate and how it will help? Suppose we break bridge between the art education and the other subject. That bridge between these will help us and the students to uh, give some ideas and how they will learn with their life skills. That will be a sustainable learning for them for the lifelong experiences. So the interface of thinking, then opportunity to express, then expansion of vision. These three are not a individual, they are rotated. So it can be a child can start from a thinking process, then expressing itself, then maybe the vision. So it can jump from one idea to other idea. Again, so we have the good opportunity. I'm talking about the art teachers, art educators. We have right now, it's a good opportunity that how we can introduce our subject into other subject with collaboration, and how they will get help from art education. So the notion of possibility of arise, that we have to evoke some kind of possibilities. We are not rising something. It is not going from below to low to upper. It is just thought provoking. Uh, we can say like triggering. So that we have to do in our processes. Here I can say we are very much experienced with 2D, 3D, 4D. So I developed this strategy. It can be like not now I can say not develop. We can redevelop. In this pandemic situation, we learn so many things. We not develop, we redevelop, restructure. So here in our curriculum, what I did, like I apply this method like 6D. You have to passionate, you have that desire to do something. Then you have to driven abilities, you have to write. You means art educators, you as a writers, you have that abilities to drive this art education learning to some extent, then distribute with categories, categorize the subjects, and how it will implement, how it will be helpful through art. It is not visual, it can be performing, but right now I am talking about visual experiences and visual art. Then different expressions that will again that will helpful. Determine the sensibility, aesthetic sensibility are most important. Then the display to portray whatever we are doing, whatever the child is doing, how it will display and how it will be execution is most important. So for that reason I just read how the tiger is flying. So if somebody is making, see the kind of thought process that a tiger can fly, that will help in so many methods. So the art integration, in my point of view, combining and coordinating with different contents means different methods or different subjects into a unified learning, into a not segregating, it can be a total structure. that our planning should be like a total structured planning. So that experience, I can share my one of my experience, and that again from the illustration, that again we forgot about the design. Now it's time to redesign. And one of my experiment I did, and I think it will be helpful to other teachers. So what I do, like I did the plan, then arrangement, how it will be benefited, where it will fit to the structure, who are the students, the age group, then construction, then the process, one by one, the layer wise, okay, the strategy, then the formation, in that way, configuration, one to another. Validation is more important, because when I am talking about art with English literature or any literature, validation to your thought process for that subject teacher is very much important. Then implementation, before applying to the children, before we experiment to our student, then validation is more important to share with our with other co-teachers, other teachers. Then appreciation. After implementation, we should know, we should take this appreciation, the child who have done as a lab experiment. For us, that appreciation has to be there. So we all know, I'm just trying to give an example. So as a story, it's a very old story, like Fox and Crow. I made this story, I made, given the subject to my student with grade 11. So I have given, when I saw them, so in the picture, they all know, oh, sir, this is that crow and the fox. Okay. So the heading is clever fox or clever crow. So everybody knows about that. Now the time is, now the question comes, what we are teaching. Like we are teaching in the same methodology, that old pattern, or now how we can change the process. What I did, I made the composition, I just erase some of the part picture through, you can use the digital method or you can use the manual method. I erase some of the part, that left side I made it remain like that, and the right side I kept it back in. Now I allowed my 35 students to do the same picture with different angle. What I got, it's quite surprised that I got so many methods, so many reasons. And the heading, they have to keep the heading without that clever crow or clever jackal or clever. They have to give some title of the whatever they made the illustration, and they have to write the thought process. Here I made, like, see, there are some examples the child has made. Then when I saw these pictures, I discussed with them. Then I got 35 new stories. So from one story, I got 35 new stories with their life, with that experience, with that different methods, different modules. Then about the society, about helpingness, about the nature. About the disaster, here you can see there are the lines, that wavy lines, that poor fox is waiting because there is a flood, and the crow is helping by giving some food to them. See, the thought process change, and the child learns so much by helpingness is one of the kind. So they wrote the paragraph. I showed them to the teacher, the English teacher, with my English teacher, co-teacher. And here we learn not only from point of illustration or drawing, we learn something like whatever the content in English and whatever they require. They also got the same thing with different module. Like with one picture, we got 35 different content. Here I am saying, like the results, what I got, like I changed the traditional concept by throwing throwing a different idea. So I got like change the traditional concept, allowed various life skills to develop, learn to improve communication, even they communicate from the society to illustration, develop their interest in reading and recite, so conceptualized and share the subject with visual interest. Then the interest developed and sharing with one picture to others, like 35 or the classmates, that is more important, the learning comes. Then whatever the conclusion I got, like implements, did I make the explore, allow the environment to explore? Yes, I provide an environment to explore. That is the important. We allow the children to explore, allow the children to express. I have given the space to express their thought process, develop the aesthetic and creative growth. So through this is one of my idea. I just want to share with other teachers and enable the students to derive meaning and integrating this integrator. Without that, the only the illustration, the previous, like if I say the previous methods, that was not helpful. But when I integrate the literature with art, then it makes a sense. That the most important is it a joyful? Yes. The children got the opportunity, then they say that this is mine. This is mine. The individuality, that joyful is matters. This is what art learning, art integration gives, that joyful manner, joyful thought process. So finally, it is most important, aesthetic sense cannot be imposed. It must come from within. Thank you so much. Thank you. Over to Subrahman.
Art impresses, art impacts, and how. A very, very fruitful evening for all of us. Very informative, insightful, practical, touching upon our daily experiences. Each session was a learning experience for us. We have some time and we would like to take questions. We are seeing a lot of questions coming up on the chat, feedback coming up on the chat instantly, but there are some questions I can see. So the floor is open for questions.
Dr. Pavan Sudhir, ma'am, can you say something about your the process, and you saw this questions coming out, popping out of your...
Yeah, I saw one question which was from a teacher who is asking that while teaching geometry, they were into making shapes. Children were making shapes, so sphere and pyramid and all, and then they also use paper folding. So whether it can be called art integrated learning? Yes, it can be called art integrated learning, because when you are teaching geometry, the application, the applied side of geometry is there in paper folding, because children are doing things with paper folding. Even if they go for say designing, because Tarunji would maybe talk even more about that, the whole designing is based on geometrical shapes. So children, you can, here I remember one exercise, this is for the benefit of teachers I'm sharing, that we did one activity with children where they were told that whatever you draw, you have to draw a magical building, but you can only use rectangles. Then there was something where they were told that you are developing this particular design, but you'll use only triangles. We saw children struggling, but they really came out with such beautiful designs. So sometimes whatever we are teaching in geometry, that can teach us the whole architectural concepts. For example, triangle is so important. So it depends on the teacher, how teacher uses the particular opportunity given, and how to link it with the higher order thinking skills of our children. This is very much art integrated learning.
Thank you, ma'am. Anything conclude by Tarun? You want to speak something? So 2 minutes. Already,
I think,
just a minute, Tarun, just a minute. I already uploaded the feedback form. That link is there in YouTube as well as Zoom. So teachers are requested to fill up the form so that it will generate the certificates, and your response are most welcome. So do that. Over to Tarun.
yeah, no, I think it was, I think I have learned more from the last 1 hour, about so many other things, from all of you guys. But I just wanted to share one more, sort of track which is coming. This is a wonderful opportunity to collaborate, even within the school also, because all of us have come with our own expertise in the context of the school. Somebody is a bio teacher, somebody is a chemistry teacher, but over years of experience, she's now teaching English, somebody's maths and all those kind of things. I am again speaking out my heart, addressing all the wonderful teachers out here. Okay, for a moment, let us please understand it from the little student's perspective. कि उसके दिमाग में क्या चल रहा है, right? It's like हम भले घर से टिफिन में खाना लेकर के निकलते हैं, लेकिन जब हम लंच में खाते हैं, तो हम सारे डिब्बे खोल करके खाते हैं. Now, can we create that magic? How different subjects which are taught by different teachers, how do they come together, right? जैसे मैम ने बोला ज्योमेट्री में paper folding and origami. From my own personal experience, even if a child is helping his mother at home, कि सुबह उठ करके वो चादर लपेट रहे हैं और fold करके रख रहे हैं, the concepts of symmetry can be introduced, right? So what happens is that I'm reaching out to all the teachers. Even if you be a little open for the child to share their everyday experiences, you will get hundreds of examples to explain certain concepts which are easier for the child to understand because उस बच्चे ने वो experience खुद करा है घर पे, right? Now say for example cooking, right? I have great respect for parents who force their children to cook at home, क्योंकि एक तो जब ingredients आते हैं तो proportion की बात होती है, measurements की बात होती है, then there is some amount of chemistry, there is a whole lot of physical change and reversible change, irreversible change. Does a chapati before baking, is it a permanent change? जब हम उसको पका देते हैं तो वो permanent change हो जाता है. Whole lot of these concepts which sometimes to the child are overwhelming in the classroom are so easy to understand when they are starting to relate this thing. Now, I will just conclude with one last understanding which I have acquired dealing with my own students here. Across the country, people have access to whatever level of digital devices. एक छोटा सा मोबाइल है, उनके पास जियो का इंटरनेट कनेक्शन है. Varying degrees, our children have access to all kinds of things which are happening on the internet, right? TikTok से लेके Instagram से लेके क्या सब. Now that is creating a very interesting scenario for us as educators also, because when we look around us, a lot of these younger generation, they are consuming that content which is being generated on the internet, but at the same time they are also creating that content. और अगर उसी अंडरस्टैंडिंग को हम क्लासरूम में लेकर के जाएं कि हाउ एज अ टीचर आई डोंट नो एनीथिंग व्हिच आई कैन टीच, आई कैन ओनली शेयर व्हाटएवर लिटिल आई नो, but I can definitely facilitate the learning of the entire group, and then the dynamics would change completely, from a learner's perspective. So that's what I wanted to share. Thank you.
May I now invite Tejal ma'am to say her few words.
Oh, this has been a wonderful session and very informative. We touched on so many different aspects of integration of art, how children learn, how they should learn, how we need to, change our ways, our pedagogy. Jairam spoke about stereotypes and societal conditioning and how we need to move away from that. Tarunji spoke about, the magic of comprehension when you integrate through art. how you need to observe, become keen observers, and to be able to relate to what you're seeing around you, to what you are learning. You know, the experiential learning part of it, which Pawanji also touched upon. The wonderful example, especially the one of the, you know, the jaw and the denture that you gave. And this has been our experience too. Pawanji, I want to share with you that we are running a school, a tribal school, one of the Eklavya schools for the tribal department of government of Gujarat. And we have seen that, you know, we studied the tribal culture and the you know, and their needs very deeply. And we have realized that there is a native intelligence there. And in order to tap into that native intelligence, we cannot have the conventional, you know, classroom and blackboard teaching with them. They have a better mind and hand connect. So even when we are teaching subjects like mathematics, when we get them to go out and do projects, you know, measure things, and, you know, we had to create a gradient, a slope for water to be drained off, and they were taught chemistry through that. And it was eureka, wow, they got it. So I can see the merit of you know, integrating art into our curriculum for all subjects. And wonderful that you have initiated this from NCERT. And I think all of us participants, like Tarunji said, you know, we are enriched, we have grown richer. There are lots of new ideas. There is a lot of excitement, and we also understand the challenges. It is not easy to you know, to integrate art into our subjects so easily, but we will work towards it. We will take baby steps. We will have these kind of interactions in future, so that we can share and learn from each other and make learning more meaningful, more joyful, and like you said, Pawanji, more inclusive for all the children of our country. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Pawan, Professor Tarundeep, Dr. Podwal, Dr. Deepak Mahakul. The next in our series is art integration, integration of performing arts with the curriculum, and we hope to see all of you in that webinar, which we'll be announcing shortly. My heartfelt gratitude to each one of these speakers and to Navratna University, Dinesh Panchal sir, who was so helpful in putting us on board or on the air, so to say. Thank you once again.